Welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Patrick McGann alongside Jake Miller, bringing you coverage between Utah and Weber State from Salt Lake. Second matchup between these two teams this season. Utah, as I said before, they lost against this team at Weber State, and so they'll get a redemption chance tonight on home ice. It looked a lot better against Utah State. They played Utah State at Utah State, lost 7-1 last night, only lost 2-0, so home ice is going to help them here a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully this home ice advantage does well for us.
And Utah played them pretty well last time they played Weber State. The 4-1 loss up there in Ogden. It'll be a good chance for Utah to really, like we said, get some points in the western region of the ACHA. And you know what? It's super important. And last night, you drop a game that you were in for a long period of time. You take a bad penalty and you give up a goal. Tonight, you have redemption against a very good team in Weber State as we get ready to drop the puck in Salt Lake City between Weber State and Utah. And we're off. Face-off will be won off the tie-up by Endy as it'll go back towards the Utah zone as they'll regroup and reset from their own end. Olszewski from behind the net turns it over. It's slapped back down into the corner to be chased down by Weber State. They send a one-time pass to the crease. It's taken away by Olszewski, and he'll cycle back in his own corner and try and send it back the other way. It'll be Monaco playing it to Endy, who plays it off the boards, and it goes out. Weber State sends it back the opposite way, but it'll be Utah skating it in. It'll be Milic skating it in for Utah. Down he goes past the goal line behind the net. Centering pass to Chow. It goes back the way it came, and it'll go to Endy. Point pass to O'Shea, who rips one, and it's deflected wide by the stick of Jack Jones. Jones applies a hit. The puck goes around the boards, and it'll be sent out into the neutral zone to be chased after by Cholak. He skates it in. Tries to find a man, but the pass is tipped by Otto Chow. Saucer pass into the zone it comes. There's a cross-ice pass, and it'll careen off the boards and skitter out of the zone. Cholak sends it back for Brown. Brown, long saucer pass. Stretch pass is off the mark. It'll go into the zone as it hits the stick of Shmakov for Weber State. Puck slides out. Chasing after it is McKay Pond for Utah. It's dumped in. They'll chase after it. Antonio Nahara for Utah will go behind the net. Cholak for Weber State will stick handle and send it across the neutral zone. Here they come again. Across the blue line, winds up a wrist shot. Good save by goaltender Biller. Michael Biller in net tonight for Utah. He got the start last night, getting the start again tonight. Played fantastic, facing a lot of shots from Utah State, but defense couldn't quite handle the heat Utah State was throwing their way, and Utah took a bad penalty to really dig themselves a hole. As now here come Weber State into the zone. They'll skate it all the way down. Point pass. It'll just be dumped in and chased after. Monaco will end up with the puck in the corner on his backhand, but it'll hit the stanchion and come back the other way. It'll be Worth now for Utah. He tries to send it forward to Finney, and he'll dump it in the zone. Finney will intercept the pass. It's in the corner. He'll get hit by a Wildcat there. Olszewski sends it back the opposite way and around the boards to be picked up there from Weber State. It'll be Fritz. Utah ends up with it. It's Monaco. Puck on his backhand. Tries to dump it in. He's successful. Finney on the wrap-row. Chance to shoot. Good save. It's the puck still loose in front, and it'll skitter behind the net once again. And Weber State will get it out of the zone. Chasing after it is Simmons. He tries to do a spinorama. He loses an edge, and a Utah player loses a stick. Might have been Monaco there losing his stick, as it's Finney now at the blue line. And Weber State will dump it in. Olszewski, tape to tape to Worth. So try and get that one over to Pittman, but it'll be an intercepted pass from Weber State. Here they come. They have a shot. It's tipped off the stick of Olszewski. O'Shea chasing after it for Utah, but it'll be Jaramillo for Weber State. O'Shea plays it off the boards over to Pittman. Pittman saucer pass over to his teammate there.
Utah does not look like they're holding on to the ball well. It feels like there's a turnover after every turnover.
That was
take their time.
That's something they struggled with last night. They couldn't really string together clean passes. They kind of just were continually passing it right to the sticks of their opponents and just trying to force passes that weren't there. Yeah. And that really costed them last night. And hopefully tonight that's something you'd like to see fixed. But there you see it again as there's a turnover, and Utah will have to go back the opposite way to chase after it. It'll be Olszewski with the puck. He makes a nice move and stick handles, tries to get it over to a solo, but it's picked off, and it's a 3-on-2 for Weber State. They skate it in, and a wide open shot. Good save by Biller right in front there, keeping the score tied at 0. It'll be Olszewski now, sending it back the opposite way. Milic for Utah in a scrum along the boards. Weber State wins the puck. They send it to the point. There's a wrist shot. Good save by Biller. As we'll have our first whistle almost 5 minutes into the contest. Weber State outshooting Utah 4-1 as the scoreboard shows at this point.
That's a lot of no-break play going on. 5 straight minutes, no whistle. Yeah. It's got to be tiring for all the players. That's why we saw a lot of almost full team substitutions, like twice during those 5 minutes.
You saw I think like a full cycle of line changes. You saw all 4 lines, I think, for both teams in those first 5 minutes. That's a long time to go without a whistle, but the faceoff's won by Utah. They'll break it out of their own end. It'll be flipped up into the air by O'Shea. Chow can't retrieve, and now it'll be Weber State back the other way. It's Van Orban skating it in. He tries to send it across the ice to Cholak, but it's off the mark. Cholak fighting for the puck. It'll be won there by Utah, but it'll be sent all the way down by Hayden Tomachek, and that will be icing against Utah. The faceoff will come back down to their zone. Can't change now. It'll be a chance for Weber State to win the draw and maybe set up a shot here. As we have it here in the ACHA team standings, looks like Weber State currently, if all stats are updated, is the 12th best team in the country, claiming the title of the best team currently in the M2 ranks in the state of Utah. A couple of big wins over Utah State, in-state rival. Utah State and Weber State looking like the teams to beat out of Utah this year, as here comes Cholak. He's pushed off the puck hard there, and now it'll be Andy stick handling across the red line. He plays it off the boards, and he'll chase after it. Coming out of his net there is Brennan for Weber State. He'll play it, and that'll be Fritz. He's hit along the boards by player there, and now be Weber State skating it in. Puck comes up on the stick of Fritz. He sends a long stretch pass across the zone. Wildcats skated in. Nice defensive play there by Bo Slater. It's Cholak behind the net. Stick handling. Fending off O'Shea. Weber State cycling it back down the opposite way. And there's a scrum along the boards. Can't quite seem to get it free. Puck finally does get free and gets sent into the corner. It'll be skated around behind the net. Point pass. It's fired wide to be picked up by Utah. It'll be Moorhead sending it across the zone, and icing's waved off. Carter Fritz there for Weber State. Passes it out of the zone. It'll be Monaco. Nice poke check there. And there's a huge hit at the red line, and Monaco very slow to get up. Hopefully he's okay.
Does seem a little shaken up there. He got up fast, though. He knows he needs to get back up as soon as he can.
Absolutely. Yeah, he got up very quick, but he took a massive hit right there at center ice. You could just see both bodies colliding there pretty hard. He's still shaking his head, but he's still going to finish the shift. Weber State tries to break it out. Finney got a piece of it. It'll be broken out now by Faubert. Faubert makes a nice move around Finney. Nice backhand pass to the stick of Hughes, who sends it across the ice for Simmons. Simmons dumps it in. They'll change. Utah will pick it up. It'll be Olszewski.
It's a good time right now to set up a nice offense. They gave him a lot of time in the back part of the field.
And that will be offsides against Utah. 12 minutes to go, just about, in the first period. Weber State had a couple quality chances. Seems like I'm looking more to my left than my right so far. It looks like Weber State's dictating play just a little bit, but not a bad start from Utah so far.
Yeah, Utah cannot seem to keep the puck on Weber's side of the ice, but they do seem to be holding up defensively pretty well.
Yeah, last night, again, another perfect example of that, what Jake is saying. I mean, Utah, they played a real stand-up job on defense last night against a really good Utah State team, and they are pretty mature defensively. I'd say they're very disciplined. They stay home. But offensively, it's just hard for them to string together some passes and get some shots off. They struggled with that last night, and so far tonight it looks a little bit more of the same, but pretty strong start here from the Utes. Even though Weber State dictating play, playing a physical game so far tonight. There'll be Carpenter there for Utah trying to win the puck out of the scrum. And it'll be dumped all the way back into the zone by Demorat. Utah takes over. It's Worth. He backhands it, and the puck gets out of the zone. And Pittman tried to win the puck, but he lost his stick, unfortunately. Does a good job forcing Weber State to dump it right back in. And a long pass for Utah that's off the mark will lead to another icing. Faceoff will come down back to the Utah zone. And we're still scoreless just about 9 minutes into the first period of play. Shot off the jaw from Weber State from the stick of Gorges, but it'll be saved by Biller, and Utah will go for a change now that it's not the icing face-off. They're allowed to change now. Puck bouncing around after the face-off. Weber State will get a chance with it, but it'll slide off the stick of Merritt there and go straight into the corner. Here comes Utah right after the breakout there. They try to have a shot. Porter does, at least, and fans on it. And it'll be taken over again by Merritt, who skates it across the blue line. Dances around O'Shea. There goes to the goal line. Centering pass in front, and it's shot up and out of play. Right there to the stick of Corey Mader. He had a nice shot and a good chance on the doorstep there, but the bouncing puck caused him to flip that puck way too high and up over the net, fortunately for Utah. So yeah, so far Weber State, like we said, 12th in the country is it just in terms of stats uploaded to the ACHA database, but no official ranking out yet for the ACHA M2 level. That's coming in a couple weeks. But right now, the unofficial ranking there for Weber State, 12 in the country, very impressive coming into this matchup. So they look to make a run to nationals this year and even win the Western region. Here they come. Point pass, one-timer blocks there. Nice block by Utah, Keaton Moorhead. Halfway through the first period, Weber State has a shot, and it's picked off by Utah. Andy tries to backhand it to Chow, but it just bounces over his stick, and Weber State will come right back the other way. Cholak's hit hard along the boards by Monaco, and Utah will dump it in, and Fritz will pick it up there for Weber State. Bo Slater trying to put some pressure on Fritz down there, but that puck will slide all the way down, and it'll be icing against Weber State. Utah will get a face-off in the Weber State zone and hopefully be able to have some extended zone time, which we haven't seen yet from this Utah team. It'll be Bo Slater taking the draw here for Utah. He wins it back, but right between the two defenders, so Monaco will have to cycle back and bring it right back into the zone for Utah. He's pinned up along the boards, and chasing after it is Nahara. He's hit by Fritz, and it's taken over by Komyakov. Fritz dumps it in. And there's a huge hit along the boards from Monaco. And Utah will skate it in. There's a shot, and it's a pad save by Brennan. So there's another shot, but it's picked off and sent the opposite way. Weber State, if they hurry, it's a 3-on-2. Here they come into the zone. Puck bounces off a couple skates. Nahara dishes it to his right, but it's picked off, and it'll be sent all the way back into the zone by Nankolis. And here comes Utah. Back the opposite way. It's Carpenter. He's pushed off the puck, and it's bouncing around at center ice and slides over to the boards. Pittman makes a nice spin move and sends the puck forward, but it's picked off by Jones, and it'll be sent back the opposite way for Worth, who's along the boards. He flips it out of the zone, tries to get it to the stick of Pittman, but not quite there. Pittman once again along the boards, trying to pass it to Finney, but nice defensive play there by Simmons from Weber State. A backhand shot, good save by Biller. It's bouncing around, and he makes a nice save. And Biller skates away. Doesn't want anything to do with the scrum after the play, as net comes off somehow in the fray.
Yeah, he got away from that crowd as soon as possible. He had absolutely nothing to want to do with that.
And yeah, you don't want to. I mean, the referees and the rules. Oh, we got to. It's going to be a hook against Utah, it looks like. I did not see the delayed penalty, but going to the box here, it's going to be Max Finney. He's not too happy with it. He's not sure what the call is, shaking his head. I didn't really quite see a hook, unless it was behind the play that I didn't quite catch, but it'll be Finney to the box. 2 minutes, first special team situation of the night.
Hopefully Utah's defense keeps it up with their strong defensive showing right now, which they definitely need down a player.
They took way too many penalties last night against Utah State. I think that actually ends up being the reason they lose the game, is the amount of penalties they took, and Utah State was able to convert on the power play. They need to. I mean, the penalty kill, it's not bad for Utah. I mean, they look pretty good. It's just when you're out there for so long, it's only a matter of time before one team's going to take advantage of it. So Weber State keeps it in. They attack on the power play. They have a one-time shot, pad save by Biller, rebound loose. It's picked up by Utah. It's Brown who tries to dump it out, but Weber State does a good job keeping it in. It's Van Orman at the point. At the blue line, dishes it back the way it came. There's a wrister, and it's wide. Komyakov there. Cross zone pass, goal line, one-time pass in front. Oh, my goodness, Utah gets lucky. It just skitters right past the crease. Wide open net there for Weber State. Looking very poised are the Wildcats on this power play. Nice block there by Brown. A minute to go on the man advantage for Weber State. Komyakov with the puck, tries to make a couple head fakes. It just goes back up to the point to Mater. Tape pass to Van Orman. Tries to get it back to Komyakov, but it's tipped by a stick from Utah, by Brown specifically. O'Shea loses his stick, tries to push man off the puck. They have a wide open shot. They score! Weber State opens the scoring. It's Corey Mater on the power play, and they lead 1-0.
Weber State looked very poised on that power play. They were not forcing anything. They were just taking their time, keeping the puck in play, and ended up with an open shot and took advantage of it.
Absolutely. That's a wide open shot that Mater got, and that's a very quick wrist shot, as I've talked about on the broadcast before. Here's the replay. You can see him stick it right over the blocker side shoulder of Biller. You'll see it again here from the point. He's wide open. The Utah defense was drawn the wrong way, and right over that blocker side shoulder. There's nothing Biller can do. That's where you want to put your wrist shot if you get an open chance. And Mater made no mistake. Put it right over that shoulder. There's no chance Biller can get that. It's in an awkward spot where his blocker can't get up that high and his shoulder can't get up that high. And the Utah defense gets drawn to one side, and there's a penalty again. And Monaco going after it. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of bodies flying after the whistle, and there's a lot of unhappy players down there, and there'll be probably more than one penalty to come out of this.
I think there's definitely going to be more than one here.
Oh my goodness.
I have a feeling these two teams are not very fond of each other.
No, this is a classic in-state rivalry. Going to the box for Utah's Olszewski. There'll be some Weber State players going to the box too. There's two more. There's another one for Utah. I didn't quite see who it was. Looks like Chow. Demorat and Jaramillo.
Like 3 in the box for Utah. Is that Monaco?
Yeah, it's Monaco. He's getting back in the box.
There's going to be a lot of open ice on this over these next few minutes.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what the calls are going to be if anybody's ejected. That there was some very physical play between those two. And it'll be Nahara, Milic, and Captain Faubert. Talking to the referees. Try and get this all sorted out. Gonna have to assess the correct amount of penalties. There was a penalty called before all of this even happened. Not sure who that will be against and what it will be. Was a delayed penalty, but take a moment to sort all of this out. They get the scorebook out and sort it all out.
Yeah, it seemed to be there was a penalty called and everyone stopped, but you just look behind the goal and there goes Monaco and one of the Weber State players just going at it.
Yep, I wonder what was said or if there was a push before that and there was some retaliation involved. But the referees are taking care of it now. This will probably take a minute. Took a second there for the referees to even separate some of those guys. I mean, they were going after it for a minute or two there.
It was on the floor for a while.
Yeah.
It's definitely hard to get people out of that.
There's a fourth Ute going to the box. It'll be Osola.
So Solo going to the box where he wasn't on the ice.
I'm not sure. He might be serving a penalty or maybe something he said.
Maybe he said something to the ref as he was informing the team of what was going on.
Or maybe there's an ejection, but either way, 4 Utes, 2 Wildcats in the box.
Who else better than Osola to find his way to the penalty box from the bench?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So there's going to be a penalty on Utah at least. Penalty, it says 30 on the board. Biller, I don't know how much Biller was involved, but it says 30 on the board right now, the scoreboard at least in the building here. And the referee is explaining the situation to the 2 captains as customary. Only 2 Wildcats in there. It looked like that brawl was definitely instigated by Utah, but I'm not sure how much more there was, how much more involvement there was from Weber State, but they got 2 guys in the box. Nahara goes to tell Coach Nick Fornelius about the decisions made. Still talking about it over there is Jovi Milic to the referees, talking to them. Maybe asking for some explanations. But it looks like no ejections as of right now. Nobody's ejected from the contest. So it looks like it's just going to be a 5-on-4 after all of that. And that might just be the penalty that was assessed before all of that brawl ensued. So maybe these penalties are just 5-minute for fighting penalties that don't necessarily affect play on the ice. The players just have to sit and can't be a part of play for about 5 minutes. So there's still some discussion going on.
Yeah, there definitely was a feeling that Utah was going to be a man down in this situation. I didn't expect it to still be this many players on the ice, though. I thought we're going to see like maybe a 2-on-3 even.
You'd think there'd be definitely more penalties called, but that affect the play itself. But it'd be a 5-on-4 power play for 2 minutes for Weber State after all of that. That's all. And the rest are probably fighting penalties. We'll hear in a moment here over the public address system, but Utah dumps it all the way down. Or offsetting roughing penalties could be the case as well, but either way, Weber State back to the power play where they are 1 for 1 so far this afternoon. And a chance to go up 2 late here in the first period. So Weber State dishes it.
Yeah, see, Weber State's looking to doing the same thing as they did when they scored their first goal, taking control of the puck, not losing possession, unlike they did right there, actually.
Trying to draw Utah to one side. That's what they did very well in the first power play they had, and that's why they got that open wrist shot. It's Faubert with the puck, point pass. Back over to Faubert. Another point pass again. There's a shot by Jones. It's deflected in front, and another wrist shot is shot over the net. Utah trying to dump it out. Hits the stick of Endy, so it doesn't get out. Faubert dishes it over to Jones. Jones back with it again at the point. Gorgeous to Jones. A shot. It's still loose in front. Hughes had the first shot, and more post-whistle activities. And it looks like it'll be another Utah penalty. It'll be against O'Shea. It's a roughing penalty. The referees don't want any of that, so there will be 5 Utah players in the box. That is quite a bit, as you can see on your screen there. 5 Utah players in the box. And it'll be a 5-on-3 for Weber State for the next 47 seconds. I'm not quite sure if you can fit another player in there if you had to.
I don't think so. That box is not big enough.
Yeah, I don't think so.
As we all obviously saw how the first 3 and then O'Shea, who just got put in there, we got in there. I'm still curious on how Osolo found his way in that box.
Yeah. It's a huge chance for Weber State here. They're going to be on power play for the next 2 minutes and 47 seconds. 47 of those will be at the 2-man advantage. Faceoff was won there by the Wildcats, and they'll take their time here, try and find the proper shooting lane. It's Kumyakov to Faubert, back over to Kumyakov. One-time pass and a good save by Biller, and that was a good shot from the stick of Shmakov.
Utah seeming to take this triangle defensive formation that seems to be throwing Weber State off. They don't know exactly how to get an open shot off of it.
Yeah, Utah's just got to weather the storm here. It'll be McKay Pond taking the draw for Utah. Referee speaking to goaltender Biller. Not sure what the conversation is down there, but face-off won by Utah, and they'll successfully clear the zone. So Weber State probably only has one more attack left with the 2-man advantage. So here comes Shmakov into the zone. Mater, Kumyakov, back to Mater. Mater towards the goal line, one-time pass. Kumyakov down to Mater, who wrists a shot, and it's over the net. And Asola comes out of the box for Utah. I think actually Asola might have been serving a penalty called on Michael Biller. Now that I think about it, that might have been why he had to serve the penalty, but
it makes sense. It makes sense.
Here comes a shot from Weber State. Good pad save by Biller. And Utah cleared out less than a minute to go on the power play for Weber State. A picked up pass by Nahara. Nahara has a shot just high. That's a big mistake there from Robbie Brennan, the goaltender there for Weber State. A dangerous chance there for Utah, but good chance nonetheless. Nice shot by Nahara.
It was very, very interesting how the keeper just gave us the puck right there. Luckily for them, we didn't take advantage of it. But
that's a huge mistake made by Brennan. As the first period's winding down here, less than 4 minutes to go and 20 seconds to go on the power play for Weber State. Here they come. It'll be the Wildcats. Hughes specifically. Stick handles it. A nice poke check there from the stick of Tomachak. And Utah's back to full strength after killing 5-on-3 power play. O'Shea out of the box. Puck's bouncing around in the low slot. Tomachak gets rid of the puck, rings it around the boards. It'll be picked up off the stick there of Jones. O'Shea pins Jones along the boards. Andy comes in for help. Weber State wins the puck nonetheless. Faubert at the point. Winds up a slap shot and a pad save by Biller. The puck still loose. A backhand shot's wide. And it'll be Andy playing it off the boards and out. And it'll go for icing.
And now the penalty boxes are fully clear. There's no longer a party going on in there.
Looks like they were just fighting penalties, so these players will come out of the box. It'll be Andy taking the draw here for Utah. Andy wins the puck, wins the faceoff, excuse me. It'll be a hand pass ruled against Utah. Faceoff will come back down to their own zone. Now you see number 9, Bo Slater, wearing Austin Siemiatkowski's jersey for the time being.
And why is that?
Slater and Pond will be playing on this team for a bit, and so the jerseys they had were already jerseys that were stitched with last names on them. So Slater will wear Siemiatkowski's jersey, and Pond will wear Jack Umina's jersey. As now here come Weber State. There's a shot, and gloved up by Biller to stop the clock with 2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first period. The shot clock reads 17 shots for Weber State and 5 for Utah. Getting thoroughly outshot are the Utes.
Yeah, that just kind of tells you the whole story of the game, where the puck has been on offense for Weber State the majority of the time.
Face-off won by Utah, but they send it all the way out. Weber State comes back into the Utah zone. It's Mader, backhand pass. Skating over is Gorgeous. Milic along the boards. Tape-to-tape pass to the stick of Milic. He makes a shot, pad save by Brennan. Deflects it to the corner. Worth goes after it. Nice play there by Slater. He skates it around. One-time pass taken away. Slater once again fighting after it. Puck pops up into the air. Worth gets it. It's backhanded into the corner. Milic, pass over to Slater. Slater gets tackled there, and that'll be a penalty against Weber State. Utah will get their first power play of the game. That's a pretty obvious penalty there. It was almost quite literally a tackle. It'll be Ryan Brown, the forward out of South Lake Tahoe, California. And Utah will have their first power play of the game with 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining in the first period. Face-off be taken by Pond. It'll be won by Weber State. Fritz after it. Utah has the puck here with Pond. Chow, Pond again. A shot at the goal line. It's bouncing around, and it skitters behind the net. Weber State able to get rid of it, and Utah will have to reset. See if Utah can get a couple of shots before the period ends here. 45 seconds to go. pass into the zone. Chasing after it there is Pond. Olszewski dumps it. Endy dumps it. It'll be Pond over to Endy. Endy to Chow, who wrists one, and it's a pad save through traffic by Brennan with 25 seconds to go. Chow tries to send it in, and Weber State will clear the zone. Utah might have a chance for one more shot. Here comes Faubert as Biller comes out to play the puck. Monaco skates after it. 10 seconds to go in the first period. O'Shea skates it across the blue line. 5 to go. Has to shoot it if they want to shoot it before the end of the period. Point pass to Monaco winds up. It's tipped, and that will be the end of the first period of play. After 20 minutes of play in Salt Lake City, Weber State leads Utah 1-0.
Very, very interesting period. As you saw, the first half of that period, it was very sloppy offense from Utah. They were not holding onto the puck at all. Seems like every pass was a turnover, but they did turn it around in the second half of that period. They took care of the puck a lot more. Unfortunately, that is when the power play happened and Weber State took advantage of it. But overall, it did seem like a very good performance by Utah. Absolutely,
yeah. There was a good performance on the power play from Weber State, but then Utah also had a big kill, killing off that long 5-on-3 and then the 5-on-4 right after that. But the players will take a break, so will us up here in the booth. We'll be back with more hockey from Salt Lake City between Weber State and Utah. Weber leads 1-0.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the home.
Welcome to game day fun.
Anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party.
Of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear.
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
Our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your wallet.
Welcome to the arts.
Have no trip. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real-world experiences.
We can go to the bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new
meets the
friends.
sun. We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might faint and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab and walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have
Welcome to the University of Utah.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that, I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Ooh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this will be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
This is Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
My name is Marguerite Van Komen, and I'm a snowbird ski patrolman. My dog's name is Frank. What a good boy, huh? What a good boy you are. I start every morning waking up and having breakfast with the dog, and then we finish every day having dinner together, but everything in the middle changes. We train them using their own instincts, so instead of hunt for dinner, they're hunting for humans. A lot of thought goes into choosing these dogs. Number one, they've got to be able to handle the cold. Number two, they got to be pretty hardy. And three, we're looking for very high drive dogs. The dog that is going to chew your sofa up at home, we want that dog. The people, the mountain at Snowbird, it's just special. And everything you want to do is here in Salt Lake. Get off the plane, grab your gear from the luggage cart, And within 30 to 45 minutes, you're up here and skiing on snow. You know, Salt Lake is super unique. We have 4 full seasons. So you can come up, ski all morning till the snow gets a little too smushy, and then you go and hit 18 at the golf course at the bottom of the mouth, and then you can go out for a wonderful dinner and see theater. It's amazing how much you can fit into your day. And not only do we have everything that you want to do, but we have great people to do it with. Everyone wants to be outdoors, happy, and go and play. Every day is different, and I love that. I love showing up to work and going, what is on the plate today? Snowbird is my family, and Salt Lake is my home, and Frank is a great part of that. My name is Marguerite Van Komen. I'm a snowbird ski patrolman, and I am Salt Lake.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the home
Welcome to Game Day Fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the arts.
have no trail. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real world experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might fade and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab and walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab and walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that. I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? Shh. I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, Would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Ooh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this will be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
Hi, this is Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
Welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. I am Patrick McGann alongside Jake Miller. We're bringing you Utah hockey here from Salt Lake City between the Utes and the Weber State Wildcats. Weber State maintaining a 1-goal lead at the end of the first period. And we're here to start the second period of play here from the SLC Sports Complex. As Utah, pretty decent first period. Took some penalties that they probably didn't want to take, but regardless, still hanging in there against a really talented Weber State team that, like we said, as it stands, just according to the ACHA's website, they're the 12th best team in the country.
Yeah, I think without penalties, this game is extremely even. It is still slightly favored for Weber State on the offensive side, as they have a lot more shots than us, as you can see, with 8 for Utah and 17 for Weber State.
Yeah, Weber State, yeah, absolutely.
But the penalties is what's been Utah's downfall pretty much all season.
Yeah, as you say, like penalties last night, I'm not saying that Utah necessarily would have won the game yesterday. They would have had a much better chance of winning yesterday's game against Utah State if they stayed out of the box tonight. A lot of penalties still early on, but much better than last night. Last night, there had to have been more than 10 penalties called on Utah easily. But hanging in there against a really talented Weber State team. Weber State is killing a penalty. Utah's on the power play to start the period for the next 20 seconds. It's Monaco, one-time pass, and it hits the side of the net to be chased after there by Bo Slater. He backhands it the opposite way, chasing after it's Pond. Pond behind the net, tries to center it, but it's cleared all the way out. And that will most likely end things for the Utah power play as Brown for Weber State gets ready to leave the box. Brown's out of the box. Almost a costly turnover, as it looks like Gorgeous was just right there looking to pounce on that wide open chance, but couldn't quite do so. It's Pond skating it in, puck on his backhand, goes behind the net, chops it off for Slater. And there's a big hit as O'Shea dumps it right back into the zone. Utah tries to keep it in. It's Slater along the boards, and it eventually bounces its way out of the zone, and it'll be O'Shea resetting things for Utah. tape-to-tape past the stick of Moorhead, who sends it to Chow. Backhands it over to Worth. It'll be turned over. Weber State will just dump and regroup. Worth, man on his back. It's Fritz at the logo. Pass over to the boards there. It'll be Finney. He's hit along the boards. Just goes all the way around. Fritz. Weber State starting things from their own end. Cole Van Orman plays it off the boards. Pittman's there to break it up. But Simmons able to dump it all the way down. O'Shea. Moorhead. Worth plays it off the boards. Chasing after it there was Nankolas. O'Shea plays it along the boards. Kept in the zone by Van Orman, who will skate it to the goal line and into the corner. As Pittman hits him hard after he dishes that puck around the boards. Faubert just barely keeps it in. Finney's right on him there. Able to shake him off. He risks a shot. He scores! Faubert risks it top shelf, and Weber State will take a 2-0 lead.
Wow, what a great placement on that shot. Really just top corner again, right over the shoulder of Dillard.
Once again, a very dangerous wrist shot. That's Brian Faubert, the captain of this Weber State team. And he makes Utah pay, and they take a big 2-goal lead. That'll be Faubert's 4th goal this season and his 9th point of the year.
Seems to also be a penalty on Utah. We got Finney in the box.
Yeah, it looked like there was I saw at the last second that Brennan was skating over to the bench there for Weber State, the goaltender, and I guess I didn't see what the call is, but Finney will go to the box for the 2nd time tonight. And Weber State will go back to the power play, but that will make Faubert the 3rd most point getter on the team. And Weber State will control on the power play, a chance to break this game open and make a 3-goal lead as they control in the Utah zone. Jones at the point, a shot, and it's gloved up by Biller, who makes it look very easy. Utah 6 wins in 3 losses in this young season. 3 losses coming against Weber State, Utah State twice. So if they lose tonight, or if I shouldn't say that, I should say if the current result holds tonight, it will make all losses to just only 2 teams.
2 very good teams, though. But it would hurt definitely because they are obviously part of the Utah schools that we do wish to beat more than others.
As here comes Pond, that puck shot up and out of play. As Jake mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, Utah has been playing well in the Pac-8. They've seen a couple of Pac-8 teams, whether it was Washington State, Eastern Washington, California. They've won all those games and by pretty good scores. Just showing that they're going to be competitive in the Pac-8 this year. But to make the national tournament doesn't necessarily mean you have to do well in your conference. You have to do well in your region, which is, it's not, the regions are broken up by the league. So the ACHA has a couple of regions, the M2 level. It's not conference, it's just a region. And so you need to do good in your region, and that's why these games very much matter. Face-off won by Weber State. And they control with 1:10 to go on their power play. It's Faubert, who just recently found the back of the net. He skates in, but it's taken away by Pond. And here comes Slater. Slater on the attack here has a shot. Good save by Brennan as Slater looking up at the ceiling, wishing he had a second chance at that one. Yeah, almost a shorthanded goal.
He knows he could have placed that way better. He definitely wants that shot back.
It's a very good chance for Utah. Heads up play by Slater, a very talented hockey player. Here he comes. You see him. He's got some space there. He tries to go 5-hole and beat Brennan with a quick wrist shot. As you can see, here's a better view of it. He's going 5-hole all day long, but Brennan able to break down into the butterfly stance, make a really nice pad save, and keep Utah off the board. And Slater's absolutely got the wrist for putting a quick wrist shot 5-hole there, and he's pretty disappointed he didn't get it off quicker. But regardless, it'll be a good chance for Utah, and it'll be Weber State maintaining a 2-goal lead. They have a shot. It's a good save by Biller. And the puck will skitter out of the zone, and Chow will be the first man there, but Brennan comes out of the zone. He's had trouble playing the puck before. Chow in the corner. To Endy, wide open shot, he scores! Endy puts it in the empty net, and Brennan makes a huge mistake again, but this time Utah makes him pay. 2-1.
Way to take advantage of the mistake by Brendan. He knew he shouldn't have come out. He gave the ball right away to Chow and did not get back and go in time, and Endy just put it away.
Utah needs to take note of that, and I think obviously they did, but I mean, that's the second miscue by Brennan, the goaltender there for Weber State. He's definitely frustrated with himself. A couple of his teammates are going to go pick him up, but that's another mistake, a big mistake. As soon as he came out to play the puck, you can kind of see, I mean, if you're a hockey person, you can see that Chow was going to be the first guy down there immediately. He didn't come out fast enough. Chow was coming into the zone at too fast of a speed for Brennan to come out and play that puck. It's the right idea if Chow's not coming down and that close to the puck, but it's a miscue. Chow just dishes it right over to Endy, and Endy cashes in. He says, "Thank you very much. I'll take that open net goal," and that's a huge goal for Utah. Obviously, a little bit of an easier one to score, but you got to, take advantage of your opponent's mistakes if you want to be in this game. And so far, Utah did a good job of that. Finney out of the box. It's a shorthanded goal as well for Utah, who has had a good penalty kill so far in this homestand. As it'll be puck getting pinned up along the boards, and it'll be Weber State on possession. Chasing after it is Gorgeous. Be Merritt. Nice move in the slot there, but Utah defense just trying to get that puck out of there. Chasing after it. It's going to be Mater. Be Demorat.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Sliding into the corner. Milic tries to get it out. It's Nankolis. And here comes Milic across the blue line, skates it in, puck on his forehand, tries to dance around Jones there. The puck does get to the net. It's a pad save, but Weber State's able to break it out. Pittman picks off the puck at center ice. It goes to the stick of O'Shea, who can't quite handle it. Weber State's right there. And the whistle's going to blow. It's going to be a penalty called. And it looks like it's going to be against Weber State. Or maybe it's against Demorat goes to the box for Weber State, even though the penalty's against Utah. The referee's saying, you're good, man. Go. You're not going to the box. It's a penalty against Pittman for Utah. I didn't see what the call was. The call was communicated verbally to the scorer's table. Pittman to the box. And Weber State to the power play once again. And as we see, yet again, Utah just can't stay out of the box. That's going to be their Achilles heel, I think, if it's anything. They really have not been able to stay in the box and stay out of the box. And to this point, it's kind of hurt them.
Yeah, that one was interesting. I actually have no idea or did not see what went on, so I'm confused on why Pittman is in the box right now.
And be Faubert. Weber State. Jones. Jones over. It's a shot by Hughes, and it's gloved up by Biller. Burns 18 seconds of power play time there for Weber State. They maintain a 1-goal lead. Utah forcing themselves to kill again, and this is why you see that huge shot disparity. Weber State out shooting Utah 21-10 as the scoreboard currently indicates. Face-off won there by the Wildcats. Jones plays it down low to Faubert, the captain of this squad. He has a goal tonight so far. Scored that second goal, which is the difference right now. Jones point-to-point pass. There's a shot. It goes behind the net. For Weber State to try and reset the special teams unit here. It'll be circled back there by Faubert. Stick handle, sends it down low. Jones at the point. Wrists one, and it's blocked off the body there by Rob Simmons. The puck slides all the way to the half boards there. It'll be Simmons once again. Stick handles, skates it in, walks right through as a shot. Biller makes a save. He was able to have a wide open shot there. Didn't even really do much. It'll be Jones at the point again. Stick handles, Faubert, Jones down low to Hughes, who has a shot who hits the side of the net. Faubert once again. Mishandles the puck, and Jones will have to chase after it. Utah is going to get a change while they can. 40 seconds to go on the man advantage for Weber State. It's Hughes, skates it in. Nice break up there by the stick of Tomachak. Might have saved a goal. Pass to the high slot. Jones' shot, he scores! He beats the pad of Michael Biller. And Weber State regains a 2-goal lead, and it's the second power play goal of the evening for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Utah just seemed completely flustered and didn't even know what to do. Weber State just had complete control of that puck and made Utah look silly, really.
And we have a mainstay in the Utah press box back. Anita Tsuchiya is joining us, coming from some soccer games elsewhere in the Valley.
Elsewhere in the Valley. Greetings, folks. Jake and Patrick. Looks like you've been holding down the fort. I walked up in time to see Andy's goal, which was nice, but then I had to see this one, so maybe not quite so nice. But the boys look like they're holding their own pretty well against this powerful Weber State team.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good game so far. They're holding their own. I think a lot of the things we saw yesterday, Anita, that we talked about on the broadcast yesterday afternoon
against Utah State.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of the same going on, and there's a lot of penalties taken so far, and two of Weber's goals were power play goals.
Plays.
You just see that one. You just see that. That recent one.
I would agree with Jake that when the short bit I've seen so far is kind of a breakdown, like Utah's having a little bit of a breakdown of their defense, which was not the case last night.
It was not, no. They played very good defensively last night, but they've already given up more goals than they did last night. Wow, a nice move there by Weber State. A nice pad save. The rebound's loose in front, still bouncing around. Utah trying to clear it out. Looks like Weber's still on a power play, but that's just the attack they're bringing right now. It's Tomachak who rings it around the boards, and that will go all the way down the ice for an icing.
Yeah, Utah there kind of just desperate to get the puck away from their half, but obviously it goes too far, calls for icing, and it's coming right back.
Face-off will come back down to the Utah end after the icing. Utah win the draw, and it'll be chased after there. And it'll be Slater breaking it out. He skates across blue line, dances around the defender, but a nice stick check made from Weber State. It was Nankolas making the nice play there. Fritz with the puck after it looked like Schmuckhoff lost an edge. Now here comes Weber, 2-on-1. If they hurry, they skate it into the zone. Schmuckhoff will have to go into the corner to find the puck. Goes the stick of Kumyakov. He stick handles, tries to center it. Biller sticks his glove out to try and cover it up, but ends up bouncing away from him there. And Weber State will control it. Schmuckhoff here. High saucer pass just over the stick of, looks to be Cholak. Cholak once again along the boards, backhands it down low to Kumyakov. A shot sticked away by Biller behind the net. There's two Utes there. It's Olszewski, and it looked like to be Carpenter. From the knees there, nice pass made by Schmuckhoff. It's Nankolas at the point. Tape-to-tape pass to Fritz, who wrists one, and it's sticked by Biller up and out of play. As we're halfway through the contest this late afternoon, Weber maintaining a 2-goal lead and a difference of 20 shots in the shot clock. Weber State outshooting Utah 31-11.
Interesting names on the Weber State roster. Stretchevoy and Moskov, and I think I saw another Russian name, right? It's like pretty interesting.
I have a couple of Russian players on this Weber State squad, and just from calling games last couple of years, there is a lot of familiar names that have been around this program for the last 3 years. Faubert.
Yep. Faubert for sure.
Yeah, I believe him and his brother played on this team. I think his brother has since graduated, but now Brian Faubert, the captain of this team, and he's made himself known in this game. He scored a goal, and the whistle will blow, and there will be a tackle after the whistle there by Jones.
It's kind of an interesting little clinch there.
Yeah, the tackle seemed to be made, and then they just didn't do anything after that. Just kept sliding on the ice on top of each other.
I think that's Ryan Worth in the clinch, and he basically just kind of let go and said, "Look, I didn't do anything. I'm just an innocent bystander."
And Monaco going to the box for an unsportsmanlike, looks like. And he still looks not too happy in the box there, but that's it. Looks like it's unsportsmanlike. That's probably the only call it's going to be. 2 minutes. Utah will have another penalty to kill. And now it looks like Finney's going to the box.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of trying to see if the referees are.
Nope, no
saying.
hand signal,
No
for,
hand
us,
signal.
for us. No help for us. I also did not see what was going on. That must have been happening after the whistle. So now Utah is going to be 2 players down.
And it'll be a long 5-on-3 power play for Weber State. The last one they had was 47 seconds long. Utah was able to kill it. This one, a full 2 minutes. Weber State looking to break the game open and take their first 3-goal lead of tonight's contest. Since Jones at the point, second over to Hughes. Pass down low, a one-time pass meant for the stick of Gorgeous, but it's off the mark. Hughes drops it off for Simmons. Goes to the point for Jones. Gorgeous. So it looks like a cross-checking and an unsportsmanlike is what I heard, if that's correct.
10-minute misconduct on top of the cross-checking.
Oh. There might be a
very long penalty kill.
Yes, yeah, there might be a player in the box there for Utah for
That's why
quite some
Fenney's.
time.
Yeah, that's why Fenney must be up there, but they don't have him. They don't have him on the scoreboard.
It's interesting because you said it was a 5-on-3 penalty, but Utah still seems to have 4 players on the ice.
Yeah, that was my mistake. So it's on the misconduct. What they did is they just put another player in the box to serve the penalty.
Nice block there by Moorhead. Utah able to clear it all the way out.
And if I'm not mistaken, because it's a 10-minute, even if Weber State scores a goal, it's basically all you can score in 10 minutes, correct?
Well, that's not how the 10-minute penalties work. It's just the player is in the box there for 10 minutes, and they can't return to the ice, and it won't be a situation where there's a man advantage. It'll just be the 2-minute penalty, which only has 28 seconds left.
We won't get to play, right? We won't get to play the player. Okay. See what happens. I miss like a period, and just suddenly I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, it's
nice to see you back, Jake.
Yeah, it's good. Glad to be here.
Face-off be taken by Bo Slater for Utah.
And that's McKay Pond wearing 25 tonight again as well.
Pond wearing that, like we said earlier on in the broadcast too. Just a reminder, it is McKay Pond in jersey number 25, and Bo Slater in jersey number 9. Even though the nameplates don't quite reflect their true last names there. There's a shot from Schmakoff. It's blocked there by Pond, but Schmakoff will just send it back, and it'll be picked up off the stick of Mader.
And Fenney is released from the penalty, and now back to 5-on-5.
Pond over to Slater. Wide open shot for Schmakoff. Blocker saved by Biller. Worth takes it over, and he'll skate it forward. Nice little backhand pass. Pond chases after it. Here comes Pond. Has a shot. Puck is loose. It's a good save by Brennan.
Wow, good chance there for Utah.
Here comes a 3-on-2 for Weber. Here comes Schmakoff, makes a nice move, and he tries to tuck it 5-hole, but Biller is able to get his hands on it. Stop play with just under 7 minutes remaining in the second period.
Biller is so good at covering the 5-hole, either with his, by shutting his pads or he got his stick down. It's pretty hard to sneak one past him. I've seen it once, but it was in a situation where he lost sight of the puck, and it trickled through. And he was cold. Poor guy. Looks like, I actually think Utah's playing a little bit more. They got a little more pep in their step than last night against Utah State. Tonight they look like they're hustling a little bit more. I don't know if maybe I'm imagining things. Maybe head coach Nick Fornelius had a passionate pep talk for him.
And the whistle's going to blow.
Oh! Running into the line official over on the far side. A little bit of jawing there between the Weber bench and O'Shea.
Yeah, it's like we mentioned, a big in-state rival for Utah. I mean, there's a lot of history between the University of Utah and Weber State in terms of M2 hockey. Plenty of meetings over the years as they ceased for a bit, but now that M2 hockey's back on the ice.
I'm sure head coach Nick Fornelius remembers those days as well, since he was a member of the team back then.
Yes.
He, like Alex King, made the transition from the D2 to D1.
Right.
And survived to tell the tale.
Yeah, so technically speaking, the current M1 team is the team that went through all the M2 successes, but that's what it would be officially. But at this point, a lot of those players were on that squad, haven't even been present for those days. As the M2 program was picked back up after a spike in interest for hockey here at the University of Utah. So the university has the M1 team and the M2 team. As there was a shot that was fanned on. Utah 3-on-2 if they hurry. It's Milic. Makes a nice move around Shaw, one of his own. Still skating. Puck on his backhand. Gets it in deep. Goes behind the net. Has a backhand shot. The puck skittering around. It's sticked away by Brennan. It's Endy. Past Olszewski, a shot, and it's blocked by the shin guard of Fritz, who will skate it all the way down for Weber State and dump it in. There's a big hit along the boards. Applied there by Olszewski on Fritz. Utah plays it along the wall and into the neutral zone. Porter dumps it all the way in. He's hit hard by Nankolas. It'll be Fritz once again. Weber State, long stretch pass off the mark. That will go for an icing.
Yeah, this game seems to be going at a faster, quicker pace than last night's game. Pretty encouraging that the men were able to score one on Weber. Looks like Weber came in undefeated if I'm looking the last 5 games.
And it looks like you would be...
Including beating Utah State twice. They beat Utah State twice, it looks like, back in September and then again in October.
Actually, interestingly enough, they have 3 losses on the season, and one of them is to Utah Valley University. First game of the season.
Oh, that's right.
They lost to Utah Valley as Weber State, as we said earlier in the broadcast, they are number 12 in the current standings. If all stats are updated, here comes Nahara. He has a shot and doesn't get there. It goes wide, but he'll follow up his shot and win the puck over for Utah. He sends it back in deep to the stick of Osola, but Weber State able to clear the zone, and it'll be picked up by Carpenter. Osola dumps it in. Chasing after it there is Brown.
Got a stick on the ice.
Slater and fans on a shot, and Weber State tries to take over, but Slater will skate all the way back to try and fend him off. Nice move at center ice made there by Jones. It's going to be dumped in by Sowards, and Utah will take over. Puck goes to the stick, to the skate there of McKay Pond. He'll skate it in and it'll go behind the net, trying to beat some players. Skates back the opposite way. Nice move by Pond to shake a Wildcat there. But Schmakoff's there. Weber State backhand shot, stick save by Brennan.
Backhand.
4 minutes to go in the second period. Weber State maintaining a 2-goal lead. Has yet to be up by 3. They're looking to do that. Nice move as Biller tried to glove it up. It'll skitter behind him and slide behind. Schmakoff chasing after it here for Weber State. Backhands it into the zone. And he'll follow it up. O'Shea will pin him along the boards. Be Moorhead at the goal line. Schmachkoff once again dancing around, but Pittman takes it away and rings it around the boards to Slater. Slater able to get it out, and Pittman at center
we got
ice.
a chance now. 3-on-2.
Pittman into the zone, skates it, has a shot, and it's deflected wide off of the stick of Sowards from Weber State. Puck's in the behind the net, and it'll be Van Orman there for Weber State behind the net, and it'll be broken all the way out. Dumped in. Brown chasing after for Utah. Brown behind the net. Backhand pass to the slot, but it's deflected wide by Schmachkoff.
Nice offensive campaign right here on this shift.
Utah with it. Pass, or a shot, I guess.
Smart stick deflection, yeah, by Brennan. Breaking that one up.
Pittman dumps it in. Weber State flips it all the way up. No one knows where it's at. It bounces on the ice. It'll be Cholak. He's hit hard. Weber State takes the puck and dumps it in. Van Orman attempts to. Pittman has a chance here. Skates it across the blue line. Pittman on the near side. Blocker save by Brennan. And it's dumped all the way out. Carpenter sends it back from where it came from. It'll be played off the boards by Hauser of Weber State. And they'll come the other way. Simmons across the blue line, near side board, centering pass, just off the mark for Hughes, and Utah will be on the counter attack. Here they come. It's Endy across the blue line, winds up a wrist shot. It'll be sticked away by Brennan. And O'Shea will take it over. He'll dump it all the way in. That'll go for icing. Penalty.
No, I think it's just going to be the icing.
Okay.
Yeah, just there was that. It was kind of a whistle from. I almost thought it sounded like the referee blew the whistle.
Referee raised his hand.
Oh,
it wasn't
okay.
just the linesman. So he looked over at one of the benches and asked the player to come out. But actually, you know what? It was to
get the stick, I think.
It was to get a Utah player back out on the ice because they tried to change when you can't do that on an icing.
Right.
Face-off won by a Faubert, shot right off the jaw from Hughes. It's wide, hits the glass, and there's a huge hit
over on the boards. Looks like that was between Hughes and O'Shea.
O'Shea was receiving the wrong end of that hit.
Oh, and he's going to the bench. He didn't. He felt that one. Oh, and we do have a penalty coming up.
Penalty again as O'Shea skating to the bench, a little bit shaken up. Wonder if it'll be a penalty on Weber State from the hit, or it'll be a penalty on O'Shea, it looks like.
No, it's not
Holding.
on O'Shea. It's going to be on Michael Brown.
Brown, okay. Thought I saw him come back out. Brown will go back to the box, and surprise.
He probably thought he came back out too, because he was definitely looking like he needed to sit down after that hit.
Minute and 28 to go in the second period. Weber will go back to the power play where they've been successful twice. Face-off won by Weber State. They control. Gorgeous place to the stick there of a Wildcat. Looked like it was Hughes. A shot from Jones at the point goes wide, and Chow tries to backhand it on the zone, but Jones takes it over. He stick handles behind the net. One-time pass meant for the stick of Faubert. It bounces away after the puck was knocked loose. Hughes.
Oh, nice little move by Chow.
And here comes Chow down the ice. He's got Milic. Chow skates it in, and it'll be sent behind the net with 50 seconds remaining in the second period. Here comes Faubert on the attack. Faubert, one-time pass to Hughes. It's deflected by Moorhead, and he'll skate it, clear it all the way out of the zone. Stretch pass, Simmons at the logo across the blue line now. Shot deflected away by the stick of Biller. A nice block there from the shin guard of Olszewski. Weber controlling, 20 to go. Second period, they maintain a 2-goal lead, trying to break it open. It's Mater a shot, and he was looking for a tip as it went wide, and it'll ring all the way around the boards with less than 10 to go. Weber will get a 30-second power play to start the third period, but the horn's going to sound. We've played 40 minutes in Salt Lake City, and rival Weber State lead the hosting Utes 3-1.
Well, I'm glad I made it back in time to watch this. This is a pretty impressive play by Utah. It seems like they are holding their own pretty well against Weber. I mean, granted, it's 2-goal difference, but I think, as you said, they need to stay out of the box. That's going to be the key.
Absolutely. They Utah, just tonight and yesterday, they have formed a very well-blazed trail to the penalty box.
Weber State's going to get an escort to the tunnel.
Looks like, and Coach Cornelius also will walk over to the officiating staff and have a little bit of a conversation, but that's neither here nor there. We'll be back with more hockey from Salt Lake City. The third period's coming up between Weber State and Utah. Weber maintaining a 2-goal lead. It's 3-1 Wildcats in Salt Lake City.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the hope
Welcome to game day fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the art.
top, no trap. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real world experiences.
We can go to that bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might faint and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab and walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab and walk and see.
Thanks for calling the Salt Lake Visitor Center. If you have any questions, please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Hello! I tell you what, I'm just going to put you on speaker. All right, a little about me. I'm a bit of a phenomenal skier, so I want to take my family on a vacay, which is short for vacation. Hope you don't mind the abbreviations. I'm just short of time today, so I need to sort of hurry things along. Just a few simple questions for you. They call Salt Lake Ski City, but you do ski in the mountains, right? I'm just picturing myself skiing down the sidewalk there next to the shops. Knowing my luck, I'll do one of my big flips and end up in the traffic. So I don't want that to be the case. Look, I've got to go. You're really keeping me here. Although I will say, I'm going to see your Utah Jazz play a basketball game. And I've heard there's a couple of Australians in the team. So here's my question. Are they causing you any trouble? I just had a thought. The average snowfall near Salt Lake is 500 inches. If I was to utilise all of that to build a giant snow person, would that be majestic or a bit scary? Oh, hey, listen, just quietly. I'm a big family guy. You know that, I've told you that. But after a few days with them, I'm going to need a drink. That's legal, right? Shh. I hear Utah has the youngest population of any state. So if I was to head down to one of your hot rockin' clubs or a social event, would there be a youth person in there that might be able to explain Snapchat to me? My kids just won't do it. Now, I've heard there's a bit of a Sharks versus Jets rivalry between the skiers and the snowboarders. And if I made that movie, would you watch it? Oh, when was your last Yeti sighting? Are you getting all this, by the way? I'm assuming you can rewind. The Utah state bird is a California gull. I mean, even you've got to admit that is confusing. I guess that's more of a statement than a question, but still I thought I'd bring it up. Now, your Ski City Super Pass, I take it that's part of the Marvel Universe. If I get that, will people call me the Winter Soldier Man? I really wish you could see this. All right, well, this will be costing me, so I better go. Thanks for everything. Bye.
Beth from the Salt Lake Visitor Center calling you back to answer your questions. First off, yes, you can absolutely drink here. We'd prefer if you ski in the mountains, and I'm happy to call you Winter Soldier.
My name is Marguerite Van Komen, and I'm a snowbird ski patrolman. My dog's name is Frank. What a good boy, huh? What a good boy you are. I start every morning waking up and having breakfast with the dog, and then we finish every day having dinner together, but everything in the middle changes. We train them using their own instincts, so instead of hunt for dinner, they're hunting for humans. A lot of thought goes into choosing these dogs. Number one, they've got to be able to handle the cold. Number two, they got to be pretty hardy. And three, we're looking for very high drive dogs. The dog that is going to chew your sofa up at home, we want that dog. The people, the mountain at Snowbird, it's just special. And everything you want to do is here in Salt Lake. Get off the plane, grab your gear from the luggage cart, and within 30 to 45 minutes, you're up here and skiing on snow. You know, Salt Lake is super unique. We have 4 full seasons. So you can come up, ski all morning till the snow gets a little too smushy, and then you go and hit 18 at the golf course at the bottom of the mouth, and then you can go out for a wonderful dinner and see theater. It's amazing how much you can fit into your day. And not only do we have everything that you want to do, but we have great people to do it with. Everyone wants to be outdoors, happy, and go and play. Every day is different, and I love that. I love showing up to work and going, what is on the plate today? Snowbird is my family, and Salt Lake is my home, and Frank is a great part of that. My name is Marguerite Van Komen. I'm a Snowbird ski patrolman, and I am Salt Lake.
Welcome to the Rocky Mountains.
Welcome to open trails and new vistas.
Welcome to stunning Red Rock.
Welcome to the greatest snow on earth.
By the tree of broken glass, where the hope
Welcome to game day fun.
anything could last. So let's go and take the words that we know.
Welcome to the party!
Of thoughtful dreams. But if you listen, you can still hear
Welcome to Pac-12 Sports.
our names, calling out our names.
Welcome to world-class research.
We'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your
Welcome to the arts.
top, no trap. We are tough as nails. Come on, this is our land.
Welcome to real world experiences.
We can go to the bridge that crosses over fear.
Welcome to a great education.
Love and what it does to those they hold near. So let's run till the water.
Welcome to new friends.
We can toss our worries far away from our hearts. And if you listen,
Welcome to the time of your life.
not hear them calling out our names, calling out our
Welcome to all you can imagine.
Though we might faint and fall, we'll keep on standing tall. This world is in our hands. So get up and grab your walk and see. Those gray clouds look close, but we have come and gone.
Welcome to the University of Utah.
So get up and grab your walk and see.
too. Utah may be looking better than they did last night, but they're playing a better team in Weber State.
Yeah, it definitely looks like an improvement from yesterday. Still, the penalties have been killing Utah. It seems they cannot stay out of the box. Other than that, they've been pretty solid.
Yeah, let's see what we can count here on the score sheet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 penalties taken by Utah in this contest.
Yeah, that's a little more than we would like to see.
That's a lot. That's a lot of penalties, and now they're definitely on pace for where they were last night, and they're definitely causing a difference in the game because 2 goals tonight have been scored on the power play for Weber State, and that's the difference right now. They lead by 2, but we have a fresh sheet of ice in Salt Lake. The referee's getting ready to drop the puck for the 3rd period of play. 20 minutes to be played here in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, and we talked about that last night too, Patrick, that against a team like Utah State or a team like Weber, every goal is going to be like Utah is going to have to chip and claw and scratch and fight for every one. So a 2-goal difference is a pretty big lead.
And if they theoretically stay out of the box, it's a tie game. So it's the difference last night, it's the difference tonight, and if you stay out of the box, you help your team out, as Utah started the period out on a penalty kill, and they're back to full strength. There's a shot right away from the stick of Jones, and it goes wide. Chasing after it is Moorhead. He slides it over to Slater, who plays along the boards to Pond and tries to play it forward to Nahara. He's going to chase after it with some speed. It'll be Van Orman who beats him to the play.
Ooh, that was kind of a little risky move. The defender was trying to get the puck to Brennan, and it kind of popped loose. Nahara had a poke at it.
That puck sent all the way down, full length. That'll be icing, and face-off will come down to the Utah end once again. If our stats are correct up here, Weber State out shooting Utah 35-14. Utah just 6 shots on goal in the second period.
That's not going to win you any games.
And like we said, Weber State 2 power play goals tonight. You can see on the stat sheet, and it's Gorgeous with the puck behind the net. Stick handle, sends it down low. And breaking free there was Mater, who has a goal tonight. Puck sent to his stick again, but it bounces around and will leave the zone, and it'll be chased after by Milic. He skates it in. Stick handles, has a shot, hits a skate. Chow will take the puck over. Tries to get it to Endy, but it's off the mark. And it'll be dumped in by Gorgeous for Weber State. Biller opts to cover this one up, and we'll have a face-off in the Utah zone. Next up for Utah, after tonight's contest, will be a bye weekend next weekend. They'll head to Bellingham, Washington in 2 weeks' time to face off against Western Washington University. And after that, they'll come back home the weekend after that for the Beehive Showcase, face off against Grand Canyon, Boise State, University of Wyoming, and University of Montana. And that's your look ahead there for the M2 squad.
That Beehive Showcase ought to be a lot of fun. We're bringing in teams from all over. They're going to be coming in for the women's 1 team as well, so you get a chance to watch quite a few teams that we normally don't get to play during the regular season.
Absolutely, and
that Boise State team ought to be pretty good.
That's a lot of hockey. 4 games in 4 days for this team and the other teams participating in the Beehive Showcase, the first annual Beehive Showcase, that is. Hosted here in Salt Lake City. Should be a good time for those involved. It'll be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday event from November 17th to the 20th.
And Utah, the women's 1, they're going to bring in Montana State, Amherst, and Michigan.
Here comes Faubert, makes a nice move around the defender there, but it'll go to the corner. Utah get another chance to play University of Michigan, whom they lost to at the women's 1 level. And for this team, it'll be the first time playing It'll be their first games against Grand Canyon, Boise State, Wyoming, and Montana this season.
Yeah. I don't think they played any of those teams last season either.
Don't believe so.
Yeah, not any of those look familiar from last season. So it should be really a fun time.
Referee going to the scorers table, and Utah is going to get a power play. To the box will be Jordan Jaramillo
looks like.
out of Salt Lake City, and he will sit for 2 minutes. Utah to the power play, trying to get one back. One here would be pretty big. It'll be Pond sending it back to the point for Monaco, who just finished serving his 10-minute penalty. Point pass, and whistle's going to blow. Net comes off its moorings.
So if I understood that announcer correctly, that was a bench minor, which is why the player number up there is 0-0. So somebody on the bench said a bad word, I think.
Utah will take it either way. .16 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the third period. Apologize for the misleading clock there on the score graphic. Here comes Utah into the zone. Monaco makes a nice couple of moves. There's a shot. It's tipped in front, and it'll be saved by Brennan.
Yes, it looks like it's stuck on 1941. The actual time is 16:27 left in this third period. Good eye there, Patrick.
And Monaco, as we said, recently out of the box for a 10-minute penalty. He's one of the better players on this team. He can't be taking 10-minute penalties. He was very upset with it when it was called. As there's a shot, it's deflected behind the net. Slater plays it back to Chow, who plays it back to Slater.
Yeah, Monaco's not only an excellent defender, but he's a playmaker as well. So it is really, and as one of the senior members of the team, it is important that he makes sure he gets to stay on the ice where he can be useful.
Monaco a shot. Good deflection there from Weber State, and it'll force Utah to regroup. And puck sent all the way down. 50 seconds remaining on the man advantage here for Utah. Give you an idea for Weber State, that is their 5th penalty of the night compared to Utah's 11.
Ouch.
Ouch indeed, as that puck comes into the net, into the zone, excuse me. Worth.
Oh,
back to O'Shea, and it's picked off by Weber State. Here they come at 2-on-1. A shot, and it's wide, luckily for Utah, as O'Shea will grab the puck once again, send it back to Moorhead.
I think it's kind of a nice thing to point out that Biller kind of made him take that shot wide. He's very good at covering the angles. He's kind of on the aggressive side where he'll come out, pick it off the angle, and so he forced that shot, him to take the more difficult shot, and as a result, couldn't keep it on net.
Worth across the blue line, and that will end the power play for Utah, as coming out of the box will be Jaramillo. And here comes Weber State. They might catch Utah on a change. Into the zone they come. There's a wrister. It's high and out of play from the stick of Carter Merritt.
Interesting. I wonder if head coach Cornelius had said something in the intermission, because I'm not seeing quite the... Utah's looking a little bit better maybe this period, and I didn't see quite as many of the penalties. Well, Monaco's penalty was not good, but I didn't see quite as many of those penalties that must have plagued them in that first period.
Face-off won by Weber State. It's Hughes off the draw, has a shot, and Biller will glove it up once again. Got the clock fixed again on our score graphic. 14:43 remaining in the third period.
Yeah, it was a shame Utah came into this weekend with a 6-game win streak, which of course was broken yesterday by Utah State. But they had a nice win streak going on their road trip, and then 2 against California Berkeley last weekend.
And yeah, me and Jake were talking about early on in the broadcast, Utah seemingly struggling against the in-state teams in the region, but playing very well in the conference, which after a conversation we had, Anita, that doesn't quite matter.
Unfortunately, it does not matter.
Right, not quite as helpful as you might think.
And that's why you want to beat these teams, the Utah States, the Weber States, you know, the other teams in the Western region.
Absolutely.
And, you know, that showcase, I would believe those games will count towards rankings and playoffs as that puck stumped all the way in. And
yes, the showcase games indeed got important points for Utah.
But for the Beehive Showcase, I'm assuming those games will count as league games and opportunities to pick up points against Western region opponents.
Yes, so they'll get ACHA points for those, M2 ACHA points for sure.
And Montana, Boise State, as we said, Wyoming, and Grand Canyon are all the teams that Utah will be seeing in that showcase. So an opportunity
all teams in the West region. So yep, very important.
Big opportunity to you know, if you go 3 out of 4 there, that's huge.
And that's one of the kind of nice things about showcases. You get a chance to either catch a lot of points quickly, right, without having to do a lot of traveling in between,
right,
or unfortunately the opposite, which is you can end up finding yourself in a hole in a hurry.
Right. Utah was the beneficiary of a...
Ooh!
Puck goes flying into the bench of Weber State.
Looks like it hit the head coach in the knee. He's laughing at his players there, saying, what the heck?
Yeah, you're supposed to be aiming at the other bench, guys. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that showcase. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to the Michigan Women's 1 game, Utah-Michigan game, because they lost that game in overtime. So only by one goal in the first overtime period.
It'll be Weber State into the Utah zone. They'll stick handle and bring it behind the net. They try and break this open, is what I would say, and get that third goal. 2-goal deficit is not, it's definitely overcomeable, but Utah needs to put some work in. 13 minutes to go in regulation time against this Weber State team, where it will be the Wildcats skating it in.
Ooh, nice tie up there by Carpenter. Good defense.
Couldn't let DeMorat get through, as now it'll be Worth across the red line. Has no help, really, as Utah was changing, but Weber State's going to win the puck, and they'll skate it back the other way. Jaramillo across center ice, and he goes, has a shot. It's over the shoulders of Biller and goes high.
It looked like Biller might have gotten screened a little bit on that one.
That would be Hughes for Weber State. Taken away. Brown tried to play it past the defender there, specifically Hauser, and now it'll be Chorlock. He skates it in. He's brought down. There's a save by Biller.
Whoa!
And that'll be a penalty.
Of course
against Weber State. Referee says, get out of here. That'll be a penalty against Caden Hughes, the Anchorage, Alaska native. And so Utah will go back to the power play.
Worth and Hughes were standing there jawing, and Worth just kept his hands down, and Hughes gave him a shove in the chest. Fortunately, everybody's wearing pads.
This is a perfect opportunity for Utah as Weber State takes a penalty. They were playing heavy on offense, Weber State, and now kind of gives Utah a break to play some offense.
Excellent observation. Couldn't have said better myself. Good job, Jake.
Slater taking the draw here for Utah. This is, like we said, a big opportunity. If you get one here, it makes a 1-goal deficit down the stretch. This will be Monaco dishing it over to Endy. Endy finds Monaco. A one-time shot, stick save by Brennan. As Slater will chase after, and it's kept in the zone by Chow.
Nice job,
He
Chow.
sends it down low. And now it'll be Endy. So there's a play there out of the zone. Here comes Gorgeous, and there's a hit from Monaco. He tried to level him up, size him up there, but couldn't quite get that done.
Oh, now we have a chance. 3-on-2.
Here comes
Utah.
Endy across the blue line. Stick handle drops it off for Slater, who has a shot. Good save by the chest protector. One-time shot, and there's he scores! Otto Chow gets one back for Utah. It's 3-2.
Otto Chow was waiting for that rebound, and he parked himself right outside the crease. Nobody covering him.
He swooped right in and got the one-time shot. That's excellent eyes there from the Utah offense, cycling behind the net. They set up a beautiful one-time pass, and Utah gets one back, and they suddenly are down one with 11.5 minutes to go in the third period.
One goal with 11 minutes to play. That's plenty of time to even it up.
And you get the fans back involved. Get this place loud again. And it'll be Chow getting on the score sheet once again. Very skilled player. He's been around the program for quite some time now. And it'll be Millick skating forward across the blue line. Trying to pass it over to Chow, but it's just outside of the reach. Chow will chase it down. Millick plays it back over to Chow. And it's sent around the boards, and it'll be chased after by O'Shea. Only for it to go for an icing.
Chow actually had a hat trick against Washington State at that Pack-8 showcase. He was just always in that right place at the right time. He did have one breakaway. Oh, no, there it is on the replay.
Nice one-time pass. Just a beautiful pass from McKay Pond. I mean, just a backhand pass, almost no look. He knows Chow's there. He's calling for the puck. Chow gets his stick on it. There's nothing those two Weber State defenders can really do.
Or Brennan.
They just watch it go to the back of the net. Beautiful setup. And it was a good reception by Chow. The puck was bouncing just a little bit, so he's able to get a good slap on it, and it goes behind the net. Wasn't the most beautiful of looking shots, you know, it was flipping around a little bit, but doesn't matter how they go in. The score sheet doesn't have any pictures.
As long as it crosses that line.
Weber State now in the Utah zone, and O'Shea playing a physical game, trying to get the puck out. The two players going after it, and we'll have a fight. It's Chorlock. They're going to let him go for a second here, and O'Shea and Chorlock going after it.
You can see that building up as soon as O'Shea made first contact with him.
I'm surprised they let him go for a bit there. They typically don't let that happen. They're usually in there immediately. Give him a penalty for that as Chorlock throws his helmet.
That's unsportsmanlike right there.
Give him an unsportsmanlike. You can't call that equal. O'Shea goes to the box for Utah.
And Chorlock is going to go to the tunnel.
That'll be it for Chorlock.
Bye-bye.
That's an ejection right there. Wow.
Misconduct for Mr. Chorlock. And Utah might go back to the power play. I would assume so. I mean, there was a...
It's got to be at least one of those has got to be a 2-minute.
I think there's got to at least be a penalty on Weber State for that helmet being thrown across the ice by Chorlock.
We'll see what's going to happen. Folks, we hope you're enjoying the replay. We've just recently been able to have that. We're hoping to bring more of that for you for the rest of the season. We're very excited about that.
And shout out to General Manager A.J. Bolden, who's actually running replay. He's been
the wizard.
He's been really wanting to get it implemented, and we finally get it implemented. It's fantastic to have. We love looking at it, being able to talk about the plays. It helps us too, because when we're trying to get a point across, we can tell you, hey, this is what we saw and what we thought was good, what we thought was bad, and it's a really great tool to have. So thank you to General Manager A.J. Bolden for that one. Shout out to him.
Making us look smart.
Making us look smart, even though, I don't know, we might not be all that smart up here, as smart as we think we are sometimes. So it helps us look better, I guess.
Yep.
There's a shot of the Weber State bench. They're just waiting for, they're really just kind of sitting there waiting for the officiating staff's decision.
Officiating is one of the referees is telling the statistician, I'm sure there's going to be multiple penalties of some kind, and then the other referee is talking to the two captains.
I mean, I'd be very surprised Utah doesn't get a power play out of this. Be very, very surprised. And I think that's what Nahara is saying. I can kind of get his lips. I think he's saying, I mean, he threw his helmet. Maybe some more illustrative language in that, but he's talking to the referees, and I'd be disappointed if there wasn't a penalty called on that. If you let that go, I don't know. You know.
Well, we're probably going to have a little more time because I'm sure the referees are going to skate over to the benches as well and explain to the head coaches. And Here they go. Yep.
Nothing.
Oh, no.
That's it.
No explanation. Interesting. Well, I guess, folks, we will find out when the announcer tells us. We don't know anything more than you do.
It's going to be a misconduct of some sort for Cholak, and he's out. But
we've got 5 skaters on the ice wearing gray and purple.
That's disappointing. I didn't know you can throw someone's helmet across the ice and get away with it. I guess he got a misconduct, and that might have been the reasoning for the misconduct. But either way, we'll skate 5 aside.
Interesting, too.
There's a huge hit on Slater at center ice. Weber State takes it over. They send it to no man's land. It'll be chased after by Moorhead. And he's hit. Oh, my goodness, a huge hit along the boards.
Weber State getting very aggressive on the boards here, trying to get as many big hits as possible right now.
Oh, nice poke check there by Monaco.
Puck sent all the way around. Gorgeous one-time pass taken away by Moorhead. And Monaco will play it to the skates of Pond. Skating in now is Nahara. Peels around, point pass to Monaco. He controls, has some space, winds up, tries to pass to Nahara. Stretch pass goes the length of the ice, but it's picked off by Carpenter. Utah might have an on-man rush opportunity. Here comes Carpenter. Has a shot, it goes wide. Gorgeous chasing after for Weber State. Halfway through the third period of play, Utah chasing a goal still. Just got one back recently in the power play. They dump it all the way in. Weber State takes after the puck. Mader has it. He dumps it in. Gloved up by Biller, who will opt not to play it and frees the puck.
I am trying to look up the stats on that. I'm assuming that by now that should be posted. Nope, still not up yet. Oh, here we go. We got a refresh.
Faubert has the puck in the neutral zone, makes a nice play forward, and he'll skate around a couple of Utah defenders. Milclav, the puck center ice, will dump it in, but it's taken over by Fritz. He plays it forward, puck bouncing around, going back and forth in the neutral zone. Carpenter spins around, tape to Tomacek. Milik gets a tip on it, and we'll go all the way down. Faubert across the blue line, skates it in, tries to make a nice move on Monaco, but Monaco able to shake him off and get the puck. Dances around a defender there from Weber State. Dumped in by Fritz. They'll change. There's a hit along the boards on Monaco. And that'll be a penalty on Monaco. That's a dumb penalty by Monaco. He gets pinned up along the boards and then decides to punch Weber State players. So he'll go back to the box again tonight, where he's probably spent a collective 15 minutes-ish.
Wow.
That's probably a good estimate.
Yeah, that's a lot. Monaco's really got to, like, settle down and remember that, right? He's got to be the cool head out there.
He's one of the better players on this team. You can't have one of your best players spend that much time in the box. That could also be a huge difference in this game if you get 10 more minutes of Monaco on the ice. Well,
and if I remember right, he's definitely, him being in the box has resulted in at least one goal, correct? That Weber was able to capitalize on.
And Weber State is just capitalizing on a lot of these power plays. They're, like we said, they've scored twice so far. This could really be the difference. They control. It's Van Orman at the point. A pass through the slot. It's taken away by Pond, who skates it across the logo and into the zone. Pond getting it in deep, loses an edge. And I didn't quite see what happened. There's a tripping call against Pond, actually. I did see it happen. Excuse me, against Weber State. Pond was the one who went down.
Pond was the one who went down. It's all right. There's a lot happening in this last 10 minutes.
Going to the box, number 11, Cole Van Orman, 2 minutes tripping. It'll be 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute and 39 seconds. Then Utah will have a 21-second power play after that. That's pretty big for Weber State. That's a disappointing penalty to take.
Yeah.
Frustrating if you're Weber State.
Yeah, you definitely didn't want to take that when you had the advantage and just gave it away.
Absolutely.
As we said, 4 aside for the next minute and 39. Draw one by Slater, but it'll bounce over to the stick of Nankolos. He passed it across the neutral zone. We got more ice to skate with. There's a shot. Good save by Biller. Rebounds loose in front. It's coughed up.
Nice save by Biller.
Andy will have the puck. Bouncing around. There's Hughes. One-time pass. Good save on the doorstep from Biller.
For those of us who did enjoy us last night, Biller was outstanding last night and again outstanding again this evening. And Minnesota native comes to us from, let me see, St. Michael, Minnesota, and I believe that he and his high school teammates went to the state championships.
Very impressive.
And we were talking to a Minnesota native and Minnesota natives, I should say both. We were talking to Braden Yo and Rodney Stett, the part of the coaching staff from the women's team, and they said the Minnesota State High School Hockey Championships might as well be the national championships.
Right, they're that good and that competitive.
Good. So here comes Moorhead into the zone. Tries to escape by now. Kolossi does so. He dances into the slot, but it's taken away. So here comes Komchakov into the zone. Dances around a player. Into the slot he goes. Backhand shot. Good save by Biller, and he covers it up.
.47 seconds left in the 4-on-4 before Monaco is able to come out of the box.
More ice to skate with, as we said, and that faceoff's 1 to Biller, and he'll cover it up. Weber State has a shot. It's deflected and hits the glass. Goes around the other way.
Looks like Utah might have a chance.
Worth skates in, but it's taken away by Weber State. Peeling back is Mader. Sends it to the far side of the neutral zone, and Utah will chase after an errant pass from Weber State. Puck goes to open ice. Chasing after it's Mader and Carpenter. Carpenter shakes Mader, but he's got another man on him. Over to Chow. Here comes Utah 2-on-1. Nahara, and the pass from Chow's off the mark. Tries to get it back to Chow, but Chow can't quite get a handle on it.
3 seconds left.
Faubert
is ready to come out.
And Utah on the power play for the next 20 seconds.
Ooh, out of the reach of Nahara.
And it looks like Utah probably won't get too many chances here. There's a hit on Nahara really hard along the boards. He's able to maintain possession, though. And now here comes Utah. It'll be Milik across the blue line. Skates it in, has a shot. It's deflected, and Van Orman out of the box for skating 5 aside, even strength. Pittman chases after it. Simmons backhands it out of the zone, and they'll go the full length. And that will go for icing.
This is a pretty exciting last period. 5 minutes, 54 seconds left to go. 1 goal difference.
It really is anyone's game right now.
Absolutely.
Puck's on all the way around the boards and out of the zone, and that might go for another Weber State icing.
I think especially interesting is that, you know, Utah is still getting a shot more than 2-1. And boy, I tell you, those penalties are really starting to be a glaring issue where this could have been a tie game.
Right. You spend so much time in the penalty box. And we can count the 2-minute penalties. That'll probably add up to close to 15 minutes.
Fingers and toes, right? You have to take your shoes off and start counting on your toes.
That'll be dumped in by Slater. Sent all the way around the boards, and that will go for another Weber State icing.
Oshevsky got a good lick on that, number 27.
Right, that's Utah's lucky they didn't get called for a penalty there for a cross check.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I was kind of looking at the referee afterwards, but they kept skating.
Just over 5 minutes to be played. Utah needs one to tie the game. Face-off is won by Weber State. They try to send it out. Utah keeps it in, and there's a shot stick saved by Brennan. It'll be Fritz for Weber State off the glass and
that's gonna
out of the zone.
Oh, no, he picked it up.
And Hughes loses an edge, and Weber State can't bring it in. As it looks like there's a Ute there, looks like Chow on his knees trying to whack at the puck with his stick.
He was on the ice. And he says,
"Oh my goodness, a huge hit at the mid-ice." As Millick gets leveled there, Fritz leveled him at center ice, and Weber State fans here pretty happy about that one. We've seen a lot of big hits tonight in tonight's contest.
Boy, we have. We sure have.
4:25 to go. Puck's dumped all the way in. Tomachak. Stick handles, waits for his guys to change, but that'll go for icing. So we'll have to come back out.
Uh-oh.
Referee's getting the players back out of the box.
Right.
From the bench,
Trying to change during icing. Can't do that. Nolan Carpenter's doing a pretty nice job. He's getting a little extra ice time because O'Shea's evening is done, and he's actually done a pretty good job. He's not as quick as O'Shea as a skater, but he's really he's filling in that position really nicely this evening.
Pass off the mark to Brown, and Weber State comes into the zone. Jaramillo at the puck, one-time pass. It's taken away by Brown. Scrum along the boards, the near side boards that is, and Weber State comes up with it.
Nice breaking it up
there. And a big hit again in the high slot. A shot in the middle, the puck's bouncing around, and a nice save by Biller, and it goes all the way into the corner.
What a stick save by Biller. That could have been dangerous for him. That could have been in.
It's Pittman, backhand pass. It just gets through. Brown tries to get it forward, but can't really do so. Weber State skates it in. It's Van Orman. Monaco, a pass off the wall, out of the reach of Nahara.
Oh, nice job by Carpenter to get that back in.
Puck goes in, icing waved off, and Fritz will play it on the other way. It's Jaramillo
who whiffs on that.
Brown plays it off the boards.
Slater
across center ice. He's going to peel back and wait for some reinforcements. Just under 3 to go. Here comes Weber State. Odd man rush if they hurry. Here they come into the zone. Nice move by Gorgeous. A shot. It's patted away by
Biller. Another excellent save by Biller.
Billard is absolutely just holding down the house. He's saving this Utah defense a lot.
Penalty. It's a tripping call. And it will be against Utah.
Oh, it's going to be Olszewski. Wow, that's going to be the last. We got 2 minutes, 30 seconds in the game, and Utah's going to be a man down for those last 2 minutes. Oof.
We'll get to close out the game with the theme of the game.
Yet another penalty.
Penalty for Utah, and after it's all said and done, it's probably going to be 12 or 13 penalties on the night.
Wow.
I mean, that really has been the story of this game. Utah taking way too many penalties, and Weber State getting almost every single shot this game.
Weber looking to get that 2-goal lead down the stretch here. It's going to be hard for Utah to even the game when they're killing. As it'll be Faubert walking it in. One-time pass, high slot, stick save Biller, and some tensions flaring after the whistle.
Once again, nice save by Biller, who knows he's got to cover up. He can't afford any rebounds with with a man disadvantage in front of him.
Unfortunately, Utah's only going to have 30 seconds of regulation with an even amount of players on the ice too.
Yep.
There's another replay.
And there's that fantastic
nice shot
save
there from Weber State, but Biller makes a really nice save through traffic. You can see him make that pad save first, and then trying to get Weber State out of there after the whistle.
Looks like we got a timeout, probably called by what, Utah?
I would assume Utah is calling the timeout, and that's the case.
That is the call.
So, I mean, you're killing for the next minute and 37 seconds. You dug yourself a hole. But if it's the story of the game, like we said, the story of the weekend, between last night and tonight, I believe there is easily over 20 penalties that were called on this team, and it's hard to play when you're a man down.
Definitely is. This Utah team needs a little more discipline on whether or not to pick and choose their fights, because it seems to be that they're suffering a lot more than Weber State is.
As you can see, Coach Cornelius talking over the game plan here. All you need is one, but it's going to be hard to get that one goal. You're going to be killing the penalty. The faceoff's going to be in your zone.
Yeah, this is going to be crucial. I mean, Utah could get, if they get a breakaway and they get a chance, they could get a breakaway and perhaps, score the equalizer. I'm not seeing, there's Biller. And, there's always that attempt to try and maybe pull the goalie, but when you're one man down, that's a big, really risky move.
Yeah, because even doing that, it just evens the playing field. And, it's going to be tough, like we said, but face-offs in the Utah zone, it's won by Weber State. They'll take over. They're on the power play for the next minute and a half with 2 minutes remaining in regulation time. Utah dumps it all the way out. And they're not going to play it aggressive. They're just going to let the puck go all the way down. Slater will chase after it. Weber State will break it out. Moorhead makes a nice play at center ice. Monaco dumps in. He gets leveled. That's a huge hit.
That's got to be. No, maybe not.
Whistle blown.
Whistle blown. That would be a huge break for Utah if that's actually a penalty. Nope.
Puck goes out of play.
Yep, puck's just going out of play. Monaco wearing a bit of the rink on the back of his pants.
Face-off won by Weber State, but Utah takes it over. It'll be Pond skating across the blue line. Utah needs to get it a shot, obviously, to have a chance at evening the game. Here comes Hughes into the zone.
Yeah, and Weber has no reason to rush.
No, time is
for them, it's
not
all
a problem.
Clock
Wasted.
management.
Here's a play in front. One-time pass on the doorstep from Hughes. He couldn't handle it. And that would have been a goal for Weber State. A shot pad save by Biller. It's still loose in the slot. A shot. Good save by Biller. He's saving these pucks at point blank.
Making really saves by Biller.
Big saves to keep his team in the game. So we have 30 seconds left in the Utah power play, but 1 minute remaining in regulation time. The puck goes all the way down to the stick of Slater, and Utah will have to change. Olszewski getting ready to come out of the box. 20 seconds to go on the power play for Weber State. They're going to take their time and burn as much of the clock as possible. They'll skate it forward, 3-on-2 if they hurry. They skate it into the zone. It's Jones, pass in the middle. It's deflected and wide. Olszewski out of the box in 2 seconds. Even strength hockey, 30 seconds to go. And Utah's going to probably have only one rush remaining in this game to try and tie it. It's Chow across the red line. He gets it in deep.
He doesn't have any support, though.
On him, and one-time pass to the slot. Tried to be kicked towards the net by Millick. It's kept in by Endy. Endy at the point, stick handles. 15 to go.
Utah
at the point, it's Endy a shot.
Puts an extra man on the ice.
And he pulled the goalie. It's Millick at the boards. 8 seconds to go. They have to shoot it. Shot through traffic. Doesn't get there. And Weber State blocks it. That will probably be the game. Horn's going to sound. Weber State victorious over Utah, 3-2.
What a great effort by Utah at the end, though. Almost tying it up. Unfortunately, could not get it done.
And you see that last-minute rush. And that penalty with 2.5 minutes to go in the game really hurt you, but I think all the penalties, all 12 or 13 of them also really hurt you too.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it's a one-goal game, you guarantee the coaching staff's going to go back and look like we had a one-goal disadvantage, and that one goal had to be one of those penalties. It could have been two of them. We could have had a tie game or even, been ahead.
Two power play goals for Weber State ends up being the difference once again tonight. Utah can't stay out of the box for the second night in a row. They lose their second game in a row. They get swept on home ice this weekend, unfortunately. Both teams shake hands. It's always great playing the in-state rivals, Weber State. And that makes Utah's only losses in the season to two teams. 2 losses to Utah State, home and away. 2 losses to Weber State, home and away. But that's all the time we have on tonight's broadcast. Thank you for tuning in here from Salt Lake City. We have more hockey this evening. Tune in to our second broadcast on YouTube between University of Wyoming and University of Utah women's hockey here from Salt Lake City. The puck drops at 7:30 p.m. between those two squads. We'll be back with more hockey after this. But for the M2 team, we'll be back in a couple of weeks with the M2 showcase, the Beehive showcase here in Utah. But as we said, that's all the time we have left. We thank you for tuning in. For Jake Miller, for Anita Suchia, this is myself, Patrick, again, signing off from Salt Lake City saying thank you for watching, so long, and have a good night.